What if you could live, not for 80 years, but for 500 years? Imagine celebrating your 300th birthday, switching careers at 350, or going back to school at 400. This isn't just a sci-fi fantasy. With modern science advancing faster than ever, the idea of radically extended lifespans is entering serious discussion. So today, let's dive into a bold question. What would life be like if humans could live for 500 years? How would it change our health, our relationships, the economy, and even our sense of identity? The science behind extended lifespan. Let's start with how we might get there. The average human lifespan today is around 80 years. A few people have made it past 100, but 500? That would require massive breakthroughs. We'd need to master areas like cellular repair. Aging comes from things like DNA damage and the shortening of telomeres. Scientists are already working on therapies to slow or even reverse this. Genetic engineering. Technologies like CRISPR could help remove inherited diseases, improve immune function, or even tweak genes to extend life. Anti-aging drugs. Compounds like NMN and rapamycin are already being tested for their longevity effects in animals. Some researchers believe the first person who will live to 150 is already alive. Could 500 be next? Healthcare, technology, and society. To support 500-year lives, healthcare would need to be completely transformed. We're not just talking about keeping people alive. We're talking about keeping them healthy for centuries. That means preventing cancer, heart disease, dementia, all the big killers we see today. Regular body maintenance might become routine. Think of annual gene therapy sessions. Nanobots that clean up your arteries. Organ regeneration on demand. But it's not just biology. Technology and AI would also play a role. Imagine wearable devices constantly monitoring your internal health. Eye doctors that know your body better than you do. Preventive care would replace emergency care. Living to 500 might actually feel natural. Relationships, marriage, and family. Now, think emotionally. How would living for 5 centuries affect our relationships? What does forever mean in a world where people actually live that long? Would marriage still be till death do us part? Would we have multiple life partners over different phases of life? Family structures would stretch out. You could meet your great-great-great-great-grandchildren. Generations would blur together, parents, kids, grandparents, all the same age. Friendships could last hundreds of years. But so could grudges. Would we become more forgiving? Or more detached, knowing time is on our side? Careers, education, and purpose. Let's shift gears, career and purpose. Living for 500 years would completely transform how we learn and work. Graduation cap education might span decades, not just the first 20 years of life. Imagine studying history for 10 years, traveling the world for 20, and then mastering a whole new skill at 80. Learning could become a lifelong journey, not a sprint. Briefcase careers wouldn't be linear. We might have 10 different careers over 500 years. People could retire at 120 and start a new business at 180. Burnout could be replaced by cycles of rest and reinvention. But here's the question. With centuries ahead of you, what drives ambition? Would we still chase success the way we do now, or would we learn to slow down and find deeper purpose? Economic and environmental impacts. Now let's zoom out and look at society. How would a 500-year lifespan affect economies and the planet? Busts in silhouette overpopulation could become a serious issue, unless birth rates drop significantly. More people living longer could strain housing, food, and water supplies. We need smarter cities, better planning, and perhaps even off-world colonization to handle it. Money bag wealth inequality might get worse, or better. Imagine someone who accumulates 400 years of wealth. Would the rich just get richer, forever? Or could long life also give people more chances to recover, grow, and succeed? Ringed planet, and then there's the environment. Would a longer life make us more responsible stewards of the earth? Or would human impact only accelerate? Psychological and spiritual reflections. Finally, let's talk about you and your mind. What would it mean to mentally and emotionally process 5 centuries of memories? Could the human brain handle that much data, or would we need cognitive enhancements, like memory upgrades or digital backups of the mind? Brain mental health might become more fragile over time. Imagine carrying heartbreak, trauma, and regret for hundreds of years. But it could also mean more time for healing, forgiveness, and growth. And what about death? If we lived to 500, would we fear death more or less? Would religions and beliefs evolve? Would the meaning of life change, knowing it stretches far beyond what we once imagined? So, what if humans really could live for 500 years? It's a world of medical miracles, shifting relationships, infinite learning, and deep questions about purpose and identity. It wouldn't be perfect. There'd be challenges. But there would also be incredible possibilities. Would you want to live that long? Let us know in the comments. Would you choose to live for 500 years? What would you do with all that time? If you enjoyed this journey into the future, hit that like button, subscribe for more what-if scenarios, and share this video with someone who dreams big. Until next time, stay curious and stay human.